And that's short as well for Naz Hillman. Full court pass and
the WNBA 2025 season is about to ignite, promising a spectacle unlike any before. But a hidden truth from the preseason reveals something nobody saw coming about the Indiana Fever. It wasn't the superstar everyone focused on. A different player stepped into the spotlight, forever changing the narrative and exposing a deeper, more powerful team. This isn't just about a single game. It's the astonishing story of how an overlooked talent transformed a team and signaled their arrival as an undeniable force. Get ready, because the revelations here will completely reshape your understanding of what's possible.
It's going to be an exciting season. I think more than anything, we're a deep team, and I think everyone's really bought into trusting the process. This season, it's going to
The 2025 WNBA season was heralded as Indiana's year, fueled by the unparalleled hype around Caitlin Clark. Since her unprecedented arrival, Clark has become a lightning rod for attention, facing scrutiny unlike any athlete before her. Every practice, every public appearance, every single move she makes becomes fodder for endless debate and analysis. This relentless media lens means any perceived off-court blip is amplified, creating a narrative of constant challenge she must navigate. Before the crucial Atlanta showdown, whispers of a minor off-court blip emerged, a testament to the intense scrutiny she constantly faces, where every perceived misstep is magnified and dissected. Yet this blip, however exaggerated, seemed only to sharpen her focus, pushing her to channel that energy into the game, into rallying her teammates for the ultimate preseason test. The Fever, riding an undefeated preseason wave, were poised to build on their breakout campaign, and fans packed Gainbridge Fieldhouse, eager to see if they could truly take the next step toward playoff contention. The pressure was immense, but what happened next defied all expectations.
It might not start off super pretty, but we know that putting in the work, putting in, trust into the coaching staff, trust in each other, that by the end of the season we'll be exactly where we want to be. So just excited, with the progress we've made even over just 3 games.
The final preseason game against the Atlanta Dream was no ordinary exhibition. It was a crucible, a true test of grit. The atmosphere at Gateway Center Arena crackled with intensity. Atlanta, a gritty team with playoff aspirations, presented the stiffest challenge yet for the undefeated Fever. The game began as a seesaw battle, a high-intensity preview of the regular season's coming ferocity. The Fever stumbled early, falling behind 21-9 as Atlanta's defense smothered Clark, who missed her first 3 shots. Doubts began to creep in, the kind of nagging uncertainties that can derail an entire season before it even begins. But Aaliyah Boston, a rock in the paint, anchored Indiana, scoring 6 crucial points and grabbing a defensive rebound to claw the gap back to 26-23 by the end of the first quarter. The second quarter saw Clark begin to find her rhythm, sinking a deep 3 and dishing an assist to Boston for a seamless layup, giving Indiana a fleeting 28-26 lead. Yet, as the teams traded blows, the game remained locked in a fierce struggle, tied at 41-41 at halftime. Clark had 8 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds, while Boston contributed 10 points and 5 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell added 8 points, including 2 critical threes. Amidst this high-stakes dance, a different narrative began to unfold, a quiet force starting to make her presence felt from the bench. Lexi Hull, her early contributions, though modest, hinted at a potential to shift the game's momentum, a prelude to a second half that would send shockwaves through the league.
And as a player in the W as well, a lot of people forget that Dawn played this game at a high level. Who forgets that? 3-ball good!
Lexi Hull, coming off the bench, was quietly making her presence felt, injecting a much-needed jolt of energy into the Fever's lineup. She scored 3 points, nabbed a steal, and secured 2 rebounds, displaying her innate defensive instincts and relentless hustle. Her presence was a subtle anchor, a steadying force during the early chaos. This wasn't about flashy plays yet. It was about the quiet, unwavering commitment that defines championship contenders. As the teams returned for the second half, the tension remained palpable. Coach Christy Sides' halftime message resonated with the team, a call to trust the process, to lean on each other. "We're going to get some really good stuff out of this film," she urged, knowing the true test was still ahead. The crowd watched, breath held, waiting for the expected superstar heroics. But what happened next was truly insane.
All right, yeah, let's go. Good job. Yeah. Woo! Wow, we're gonna get some really good stuff out of this film.
The third quarter saw Kelsey Mitchell catch fire, dropping 8 points with 2 more three-pointers, keeping the Fever ahead with her scorching touch. Atlanta's Tina Charles and Jordan Canada countered with 12 combined points, relentlessly narrowing the gap to 62-60. Clark added 2 points and 3 assists, showcasing her innate floor general instincts, controlling the tempo and orchestrating the offense even without dominating the scoreboard. Yet the Fever's defense wavered at times, allowing Atlanta to stay dangerously close, making every possession a heart-stopping moment. But then, just when it seemed the game might slip away, an unexpected hero stepped into the spotlight. Enter Lexi Hull, the third-year guard known more for her defensive grit than her offensive flair, hustled for a critical offensive rebound and drew a foul, sinking both free throws with ice in her veins to push Indiana's lead to 64-60 entering the fourth quarter. Her tenacity was infectious. The Fever bench erupted, sensing a turning point, a fundamental shift in the game's energy. Hull's defensive intensity and timely plays were setting the stage for a career-defining quarter, a performance that would redefine expectations for both her and the team. And here's where it gets even crazier. Lexi Hull didn't just step up in the fourth quarter, she owned it. She erupted for 11 points in the final frame, finishing with a team-high 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal in just 24 minutes of electrifying play. Hull's barrage included 2 clutch three-pointers, shots that seemed to defy her career statistics, and a fearless driving layup that silenced the Atlanta crowd, a fearless display of newfound offensive prowess. But her impact wasn't just on the scoreboard. Her defensive prowess was equally impactful, disrupting passing lanes and forcing 3 critical turnovers in the final 5 minutes, turning defense into instant offense. This was more than just a good game. It was a statement, a revelation of a player operating at an entirely new level. And the best part, this was just the beginning of understanding its true significance. Clark, feeding off Hull's explosive energy, delivered in the clutch, adding 5 points, including a signature step-back 3 that extended the lead to a commanding 78-73 with 1:30 left. Her final line, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 out of 7 from beyond the arc, highlighted her all-around brilliance. But her poise, her ability to remain calm under pressure and elevate her teammates was the true catalyst. With the game on the line, Clark drew a double team, a move that often dictates outcomes, and with uncanny vision found Hull, who sank 2 crucial free throws with 10 seconds remaining, sealing the 81-76 victory. The Indiana Fever had finished the preseason undefeated thanks to a balanced attack led by an unlikely star. Lexi Hull's performance was a revelation. Known primarily for her defensive grit and hustle, Hull had struggled offensively in her career, shooting a mere 28.4% from 3 before the 2025 preseason. Against Atlanta, she completely flipped the script, hitting 50% of her threes and displaying a newfound confidence that radiated through her every move. Her impact was felt everywhere on the court. Hull dove for loose balls, took charges, and battled relentlessly for rebounds, igniting the Fever's transition game with her sheer determination. Her 2 three-pointers in the fourth quarter were absolute daggers, crushing Atlanta's comeback hopes, and her suffocating defensive pressure on Atlanta's guards forced critical mistakes at the most crucial moments. This wasn't just a flash in the pan, it unveiled a multi-dimensional player ready to claim a larger role. What most people completely miss is the profound implication of this breakout night. Hull's performance could reshape the Fever's rotation entirely. In 2024, she transitioned to a bench role after starting in 2023, but her 14-point two-way masterclass against Atlanta suggests she's ready for significantly more minutes, potentially even vying for a starting spot. Her chemistry with Clark, evident in fast break plays and perfectly timed off-ball cuts, adds a dynamic layer to Indiana's offense that was previously untapped. This part changes everything. Hull's ability to score, defend, and hustle makes her a veritable Swiss Army knife, capable of swinging games decisively in the Fever's favor, proving that championship teams are built on more than just one player. But what if I told you that's not the whole story? Caitlin Clark managed a decent 13 points in this game, a seemingly modest output for a player known for her record-setting scoring barrages. But with the 2025 WNBA season within touching distance, her performance in Atlanta reveals a deeper truth. She's reserving her best for the challenges ahead, understanding that her impact goes beyond scoring alone. Clark's 2024 season provides crucial context. She torched the Chicago Sky for 31 points in a 181 rout, proving her scoring ceiling scrambling is limitless. In Atlanta, her 13 points were less about volume and more about impact, about controlling the flow of the game and elevating her teammates. Her fourth quarter three and the pivotal assist to Hull were game-defining plays, showcasing her innate ability to read the game and make the right decision when the pressure was at its peak. After all, she has already broken her range by shooting from 36 feet against the Brazilian national team. What more does she have to prove in a preseason game? The consequences of her unselfish play were game-defining, proving that the Fever don't need Clark to drop 30 every night to win. And here's where things go completely off script. Hull's emergence as the game's unexpected star proved Indiana is deeper than anyone imagined. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. The Fever's victory against the Atlanta Dream was more than just a preseason win, it was a powerful statement of intent. Hull's stellar performance showcased their profound bench strength, while Clark's resilience after navigating relentless external scrutiny underscored her unwavering leadership and her commitment to team success. With Kelsey Mitchell's consistent scoring prowess, Aaliyah Boston's dominant presence in the paint, and promising newcomers like Damiris Dantas and Sophie Cunningham, the Fever are built for a deep playoff push in 2025. The Atlanta game was a microcosm of Indiana's immense potential, a team that thrives on depth, heart, and an uncanny ability to deliver clutch plays. Hull's breakout as an undeniable game changer adds a new thrilling dimension to their offense and defense. The Fever's pristine 3-0 preseason record signals their readiness, their hunger, and their unwavering belief in each other. As the regular season begins, one thing is clear: Lexi Hull has arrived as a legitimate threat, and the Indiana Fever are a force to be reckoned with, a team ready to shock the WNBA. This was the moment the vibe came to life, and you're going to see why it's such a big deal. The Fever were locked in a dogfight with Atlanta, and then Lexi Hull came off the bench like a human spark plug. She dropped 14 points, grabs 5 rebounds, dishes 4 assists, and swipes a steal, hitting 2 out of 4 from deep. You could literally feel the energy shift in the arena. This campaign is all about confidence and surprises, letting you know this team is deeper than you ever thought possible. Hull's relentless hustle, like forcing 3 turnovers in crunch time, and her newfound swagger on offense scream Fever basketball. She's not just the 47.1% three-point shooter from 2024, who was second best in the league, by the way. Against Atlanta, she showed you she's a two-way beast who can change games with her sheer versatility. You're going to see why this matters profoundly. Hull's breakout was the perfect way to kick things off, screaming to you that the Fever aren't a one-woman show. She's undeniable proof this team's got weapons everywhere you look. As the regular season rolls in, Hull's Atlanta performance has put everyone on notice. The Fever are loaded, they're hungry, and they're coming for it all. The WNBA 2025 season is no longer just about one superstar. It's about a team that just unveiled a secret weapon, promising a playoff run that will shock everyone. Get ready, because the Fever are coming for it all.